That's right, people. We are here. We are finally here for a show called Bridging the Gap. I have my lovely co-host. Go introduce yourself. Straight out of Barbados.
This is Phoenix from out of Barbados. Good night. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, everybody. We can get down to this nitty gritty in a couple of seconds. You know what I mean? I'm going to play one song so that the people can forward in. You know what I mean? We can send out the links and we can get down to these topics right now. You know, we're doing everything.
I see.
You know what I mean? So, we can drop this one here from... We can drop this one here from Lyric. We'll do a clean song. We can start off the show good and do a clean song. So we drop this one from Lyric himself.
Na 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 na. Come girl, home. Na 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 na. You don't care who don't like you.
I can send out the link now.
Clean, you don't care who don't like you.
Excuse me, sorry.
Clean, so what if they don't like you? Skin up, girl. Clean, you don't care who don't like you. Look out, girl, underneath there, clean. Girl, your front yard clean. Wind up, bend up, girl, wind rough. Have some girl don't like you, but them can't look good like you. Your front yard clean. Wind up, bend up, girl, wind rough. Have some girl don't like you, but live by your age like
That's so
virus.
funny. Somebody literally now just hit me up. Many people are ready.
Rock out, now you have your own girl, things you don't borrow. She all in your business. Give them something to talk about now. Wine up on it. Book it up, walk up on it. I'm full of big speech and no back it in, so don't worry about that bad mind. Roll and push back on it. Shake up that and do some damage. So what if she don't like you? You don't care who don't like you. Skin up, girl. Clean, you don't care who don't like you. Bend up, girl. Clean, so what if they don't like you? Skin up, girl. Clean, you don't care who don't like you. Knock out, girl. Clean, girl, your front yard clean. Wind up, girl, wind rough. Have some girl don't like you, but them can't look good like you. Your front yard clean. Wind up, girl, wind rough. Have some girl don't like you, but live on your page like virus. Bend over fast, tell a girl who don't like you. I find she real right now. Walk up on them and shake ya. Rock out, now you have your own girl, things you don't borrow. She all in your business. Fun them now. Girl, your front yard clean. Wind up, bend up, girl, wind rough. Have some girl don't like you, but them can't look good like you. Your front yard clean. Wind up, bend up, girl, wind rough. Have some girl don't like you, but live on your page like virus. Bend over fast, tell a girl who don't like you. I find she real right now.
Yeah.
Walk up on them and shake ya. Rock out,
We ready to
now you
start
have
the
your
show
own girl,
now.
things you don't borrow. She all in your business. You don't care who don't like you. Skin up, girl.
We just was letting the people forward into the room right now. You know what I mean? We was sending out the link and thing, cause you know it's a new show and everything. You gotta make sure the people don't miss out on it. You know what I mean? We got Phoenix straight out of Barbados, and
Everybody.
today we can just have a little chat. You know what I mean? We can just have a little chat. You know?
A chat amongst friends.
Yeah, chat amongst friends. You know how when you're liming and everything, you're chilling with your homeboys or the home girls. But this time we bridging the gap because we got male and female interaction right now. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't gonna be like a one-sided thing. It can be from both sides. And if you wanna get in on the show too, you know what I mean? Just hit me up and send your email and then bring you in on the show, you know what I mean? Straight up. We got a Zoom meeting room open that we can bring you into. I'm just waiting for Phoenix to get situated there.
Yeah.
You You ready?
Yeah, yeah. That's genius. I'm sending out using my phone, right? Then.
Okay. Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, so we'll just give Phoenix a few more minutes there. Same time, I gonna try to get my thing sorted out here.
Okay.
Big up Rico Love, you know what I mean? Large up, riding through the six. You see, I got on the merch there, riding through the six merch. Then on this Pony Block TV. Check out 246 clothing. You know what I mean? We got a fairly good setup here, yeah? You know what I mean? In my studio kinda hot because I'm wearing a hoodie and it's like 30 degrees outside. You know what I mean? But that's how we do. That's
Who
how we do.
who told you that was the way to go?
I know it. As a guy, we do things, but we don't always do sensible things.
And that
And that's what we're here to talk about. You
I'm
know what I
not
mean?
seeing in chat on the Twitch. Are you
You're
seeing
not seeing in chat on the Twitch. All right, let me get the technical support guy on that. Technical support guy, there's no chat on the Twitch. There is a chat on the Twitch. I'm here on the chat on the Twitch. You see?
I
You see
see.
the
Yeah,
thing
I
going?
see you say, hey.
Yeah. All right. So let's
Why is it
start
like an
off
old person
this
music?
chat here, Phoenix.
Yes, love. Let's
So
get started.
I started this thing and I hit you up and I wanted your input on this show and you thought it was a good idea. We talk about these topics. So it's basically male and female interaction. So today on this show particular, we are going to speak about the initial meet of a male and female. You understand? This is
Yes.
the part where you try to figure out what attraction you have to the person. Where you usually meet people?
Ha. Wow. I normally meet people online.
Now you meet
I've been
people
meeting
online.
people online since before meeting people online was the way to go. Put it that way.
Uh,
So I've always been comfortable chatting to people and getting to know them that way. Because yes, physical attraction is a plus and in many cases is a must. However, I still want to be able to know if you can carry a conversation differently. Um,
that's true.
what are you interested in? Like, you know, we've gotten technology has gotten us to a point where we're I don't want to say lazy, but we're very reliant on a different way of dating, a low key way of dating,
Hmm.
getting to know people. So I take full advantage of it. I ain't gotta leave my house, and in these COVID times, you're not really wanting to leave your house. So if I'm to speak to somebody, um, Facebook, mainly Facebook, weirdly. If I do meet people in public, it's okay. I have a rule.
What rule is that?
Okay, if I'm in town,
Yeah.
right, and I see someone,
Uh huh.
they catch my eye. I'm like, okay, if I see them again, I'm gonna go say hi.
Okay. Okay.
So
So you walking down through town, and you see me, for example, and then you gonna say, if luck have it, and you see this person again, you gonna walk up to the person and say hi, like introduce yourself.
yes, does it happen? Rarely, but that is my way of like saying, okay, I'm gonna try a thing.
Okay.
But
So in the back of your head, you already have a like a sexual well, not say yeah, a sexual attraction to the person. Um I'm gonna talk about my initial um interaction with a female. So as she said, she meet people online. In my lifetime, the kind of person I am, oddly to say, I really don't get into people that I meet in person. Really, like I am the same way as Phoenix is. Like I will mostly talk to somebody probably online first or through text or something versus meeting them in person because as she said, like the conversation, they gotta be able to hold a conversation, also which is something that I like to do also. Like I like holding conversations with people. If you could hold a good conversation, then I more would find myself wanting to talk to you further down. You know what I mean? Because there have been times that I meet people and they don't really got much to say, and then it just die out like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm back. Um, I did recently, I will say this, I did recently have an experience where a gentleman wanted my number, right? And he had been showing interest for a little while, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
over a year, a little while. So, so I said, I ran the idea by a friend of mine, and she was like, "Well, ask it one specific question." And then she said the question, I laughed because we're getting older and we need to, if you know that this is the sort of vibe that you want to be on or this is the sort of person that you want to be with, it is better to get certain things out of the way. So I asked the person, and pardon to anyone that may get offended by this, I asked the person, are they a Christian? And then I asked them, do they go to church? Because that's not my speed, and I don't want to put someone in a predicament where they feel conflicted to have to decide, like, okay, well, she's like this, and this isn't my belief system.
Mm-hmm.
So I put it out there right away.
Mm-hmm.
And needless to say, when I asked the first question, he was just like, "What?" And then afterwards he was like, and I was like, well, because if you had said yes, then you wouldn't have gotten my number because I'm not that type of a person. And he understood that. And I think that a lot of times we find ourselves in, even just off rip, because we want to impress the other person so much
Mm-hmm.
that we lie to ourselves and subsequently lie to them. There, even if it's like for little things. And those little things in the beginning add up over time. So it's best to, be upfront.
What you
If
say?
you're,
What
mhm.
you say? Because I was thinking about this here for like a couple weeks now. Would you say that every person in the world have some sort of mental disorder?
uh, Explain that in relation to what, in regards to this.
All right, all right. Um, Let me see how I was gonna say this now. All right, cause for example, there's a lot of people, right, who go online and they try to be somebody else who they're not, to try to make a connection with somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Low key
understand?
catfishing.
Yeah, like catfishing, but not. Some of them don't go to that
Those extremes.
far far of an extent. Some of them just go like partially. You know what I mean?
Lie
They
about their height,
yeah,
lie
lie about
about
their
their weight,
height, lie about if they're married or not, and stuff like that, right?
which is always stupid, but we'll get to
Yeah,
that
but people
differently.
do it. So that's why I was saying like for things like that, um for things
I
like
wouldn't say I wouldn't put it as far as saying that, oh, everybody has a mental disorder. What I would say is that a lot of us are not true to ourselves, right? And society, not just society, as in like what we see on TV and in magazines,
mm,
but also the people who we interact with, they play a big part, and the type of music we listen to plays a big part on what we think people would like, right?
but
We're online.
the reason why I
Hmm?
say what I said is because each and every person does something strange.
Yeah, but that's just human nature. That's just,
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't say it as
we
a,
chomping it down to human nature, but some in other cases it getting is being put in like a mental disorder
I would say
section.
that if it is
Hmm.
a mental disorder, then you would address it as it is. But off rip, that's not how I would approach it, because we all gonna put our best foot forward. Like take me for example, we're on camera. So what did I do? I made sure that I look decent and presentable, right?
Yeah,
Because that's me putting my best foot forward. If I'm now, I personally I don't believe in, I wouldn't say I don't believe in lying, but for the most part, I don't find it necessary, because there are 8 billion people in the world. You may not get the person that you like, but you might get somebody, and while you're pining over this one person that doesn't like you, there might be two or three other people that, are trying to catch your eye, but you're not paying attention to them because you're stuck on this,
hmm,
right? So when you talk about like bridging the gap, when it talk before we can even talk about like, okay, well, what do I look like? What do I look for in somebody else? We gotta make sure that, okay, are we okay with ourselves? Like, are you okay
but
with
if you
how you
start
are to present how you are now? Like, are you okay to present yourself just as is?
but if you start with that question, right? First, that
Hmm.
person have to ask themselves if they're gonna be true to themselves to give a truthful answer to even start like that. You
But
understand?
they also have to know what type of relationship they're looking to get into too.
Yeah, but
Because if you're looking to just have a little fling, then you ain't really gonna be overly honest.
yeah,
But if you're
but
looking to be
people
dead serious with somebody, then
but
yeah.
people are not gonna be that forward to say that because watch it here now. Addressing the the chat there. You don't need to be sexually attracted to a person to talk to them, which is true. But in the initial meet, you meeting somebody, you see somebody. I think that's a sexual attraction if you gonna wanna go forward and because in your mind you already have an expectation that okay you see yourself already being with this person. So wouldn't that be like a
It all
sexual
depends.
attraction?
It all depends because it all depends on like what you like. Just talking to someone, I don't have to be sexually attracted to you. I
Yeah,
can be
I under
attracted to you. I can be physically attracted to
yeah,
you. You understand? And then talking to you might make me even more interested in you. But um, again, it all depends because to go to approach people with that expectation, you're bound to be disappointed because everybody doesn't approach the situation that way. So that's where you have a lot of times where a lot of fellas they run into difficulties when it comes to women because we're the head
exactly
ones that'll be like,
because
we don't you don't like, you're hitting me up. Like if I give you my number, right?
mhm,
To get to know me. That's why I gave you the number. Not get to know my pussy. Get to know me. Not get to know
exact
my panty size, my bra size. Get to know me. So that's a problem right there if that's where you're going to approach a situation. And unfortunately, a lot of fellas are taught to do that.
or
They're taught
or
to
like how you say it, like how you say if you see a person the second time you go talk to them, the person gonna be like, oh, she into me. You know what I mean? So already that signal already mixed up there.
No, because I'm into you, meaning that I'm interested in you. I'm
But
interested in
that's how you.
talking
But
to
that's how
you.
you thinking. But the other person might not be thinking that way. That's what I'm
No,
trying to
they're not
tell
going to
you.
be thinking that. No.
You know what I mean?
So, hold on, they got some people
So that's where
on
the
WhatsApp.
it's only conversation though. So that's saying you are sexual trying to everyone you talk to. Not to say that, but in initial meet, you meeting somebody, you in the process of looking, and you meet somebody, you understand, if you take to that person, or you take a liking to that person, you gotta like something about them when you see them that would cause you to like go forward to like
No,
even talk to the person more.
I like talking to people. I like talking to people, period.
You like
And
talking to
if you
people,
like,
but not
yeah,
everybody approach it that way. That's what I'm trying to say. Not
well, that's where
everyone approach it that
communication
way.
comes in. And that's a part of talking. So if while we're, if when you meet me, right, if when a fellow meets me and he's like, well, you know, if in the first two conversations he's talking about, well, I really like you and I want to fuck and this and the other, like that's a turn off. A lot of times that's a turn off. For a lot of women, that's a turn off because in the back of our minds, like first, not even in the back of our minds, off rip, we're not stupid. We know that in the grand scheme of things, that's going to be one of your plays. However, if that is the only thing that you know how to discuss, or if you feel the need to have to mention it, then you failed. Or you failed. And a lot of fellas don't understand that, and then they keep trying, and then they get upset when a woman is just like, "Fuck off." Like women don't. If you got fellas out there that are patient and understanding,
Hmm.
and if a fella is patient and understanding, a woman will spend more time and gravitate to him. Because if you're gonna be a nuisance, if you're gonna be a nuisance in the first couple of weeks, I don't want to deal with you later on. Like, yeah, fucking nuisance now. Like, you set boundaries and you set up things. So, and if the person doesn't respect that, then moving on.
Yeah, as I said, like even watching this show that I watched on TV the other day, like Love Island, and I can't remember. Oh yeah, Too Hot to Handle. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Everybody who came on that show, they even had no conversation with the person yet. They already was straight out the gate, hot and ready. You know what
Oh
I
well,
mean?
that's the premise of the show. So you go on the shows with the understanding that that's what's going to end up happening in the long run. Like you go on the show with the understanding that okay, I'm gonna end up sleeping with, or it's a high possibility I'm gonna end up sleeping with this person, that person, and the next person.
Hmm.
That's the whole goal. They can't really use that as an example because that's like saying like I'm walking into a sex store, but I'm looking for a Bible. Like
All right,
like you're that type of situation. Off rip, that's what you're gonna get.
all right.
In the real world, that's not really a good reflection of the real world
Not
on
directly
many
true.
levels.
Not directly true, because I see it happen like that a lot in a lot of places in the real world. That
You
is
mean like doesn't mean and then want to fuck?
that's what some people go to the club to do. People
Well,
go
that's
to the
if that's
club
what you
just
want
to,
to do. But see,
people.
this see now that goes to being honest with people, and that goes to being honest with yourself and being honest with people. If that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. So if you're gonna meet a girl, right, and that's what you want to do, then say that's what you want to do. Don't meet her and then play her and then be wondering why she's acting attached when you're making her feel like she's the only girl in the world. Like if you like don't we've grown up, at least us, because we're in the same age group. We've grown up with women being seen as like delicate little flowers, and you can't speak of certain things. And oh my God, if you say this, and then on the flip side, oh well, you want a girl of experience. Most of us out there, like if you say, okay, yeah, I like you, I like what I see, boom, boom, boom. I want to fuck. the woman would respond accordingly. If she's done for the cause, she's done for the cause. If she's not, if she says, well, I'm not really looking to do that right now, this, and the other, okay.
But sometimes in some cases, some of them act that way in front because you in front people. But if
Because
you
we've
if you
been
but if you
conditioned
but
to
them
do
if you
that.
but them in private, they
It's
talk
a
in a
whole
different
different
tune.
ball
Yeah.
game because we've been conditioned, like I said, to treat women like delicate little flowers, and we've been conditioned to present ourselves in such like a such a pure light, like oh my
Hmm.
God, I'm not that type of girl. And look at how look at how people respond. Okay, look at how people responded to the silhouette challenge. Not even that. Look at how people respond to the girl Chloe, Chloe Bailey. Now that she's grown up and she's starting to like explore her sexuality and stuff. The first thing out of people's minds, or the first thing out of people's mouth is, "Oh my God, how are you gonna land a husband? Oh my God, how are you gonna land a man?" So it's like we have to first let people be.
Well, sexuality has been suppressed for like years and years and years, but
Way too long.
it's being brought out now more, even with like the OnlyFans situation and all these other apps. It's
But
being put.
look at how people are losing their jobs because all they're trying to do is make a little money and shake a little ass for somebody who appreciates it, and somebody's like, nah, you can't do that because you're doing this on the other side too. Like is people want it, but they still want to control how a woman should flaunt it. You want
That's how the world been going for the whole time. That's why they got like the gentleman's club even on the president level. When they're dealing with the women is like a whole paperwork they gotta fill out. You know what I mean? It's a whole hush hush thing. You know?
that's because people don't want to be honest. Like I like being honest because, and this is gonna sound real cliche,
Mm.
but the truth is far better than fiction.
It
Honesty
it it,
has
sa-
been the
it
best
saves you
policy.
it saves you a lot too because like
It shows you a lot too.
that could be a lot expensive. You know?
You
For
you you find someone you find someone that you can be honest with. That's a great thing because someone that's not going to judge you, that's going to
That's the hardest
listen.
part. That's the
You
hardest part about
is,
it. That's
but
the
this is the
hardest part
thing though.
about it.
I think it's hard. I think it seems hard because a lot of people put on the front
Not
in
really,
public.
not really. Especially for example, if you grew up a certain way and another the person you with grew up a different way, they usually don't understand how certain things operate. So they look down upon it. So for example, when we go out and we party in Barbados,
Mhm.
you party, you go and party, your girlfriend, your friend be jamming on your girlfriend, you be jamming on some other girls. You bring that stuff over here now, they be like, oh, you wanna get with that girl, you wanna get with that girl, but it's just all we partying. You know what I mean?
Right. You
That
got to
is
understand things
nothing. Is
different
nothing else.
culturally.
Yeah, it's nothing else. Off of that, we go crop over. We jam with so many girls. After you leave, that's it.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And that's how we grow. Now you bring that in like Canada, in some of these areas in Canada or the states or whatever. The people look at you like, oh, that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You cheated on me and all kind of thing, right? And that don't ever be the case.
Again, as it was said in the chat, communication is, if it is that okay, if it is that you're going into an environment where that is something that is more acceptable. So like say a fella coming from the States coming to Barbados
Hmm.
and jamming on everybody is normal, right? Then you have to have a conversation with your partner out of respect and be like, listen, is it okay? Do you have a problem with? You understand? Because It's different than you going out and then you just doing it. You embarrass your partner. Then you're gonna start. Then you're gonna have problems when you get home.
That's the thing. And then a lot of things, a lot of cases too. You being people be in situations, and they build a brand, for example, as as like an artist or something. You understand? Artists
Mhm.
supposed to put on a show. If they expect to put on a show, you bring in money by doing this, right? And you'll be an artist with like certain limitations, but really and truly, that's what the people looking for. This is what you're being paid top dollar for. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
To like, for example, if you do a show now and you bring a girl on stage, and you do like a lineup, far end jump, joke, punchy. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're in a
Your
relation,
lady
if
would
you're in a
have to
relationship,
know.
right? She had to know like
Your
that's the
woman would
job.
have to know that is what you're going to do first and foremost. And if she met you and that is your job,
Yeah,
then she would. Then 9 out of 10 she would understand. But it's kind of cute that like the men would expect that type of understanding. But then men would meet a woman who
is a stripper.
dresses real sexy. Not
Oh,
even a stripper.
okay.
Dresses real sexy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what drew you to her. You
Well,
know, and
in
then,
my
but then when you get with her, all of a sudden is, I want you dressing like that. Like,
defense, right? When I was in that situation,
uh-huh.
my past, and my woman would come and she dress sexy next to me. I don't want she dressing that sexy next to me, because then, especially, she had a big box. She attracting some attention that I really don't want to be linked up with. You know what I mean? You might attract some attention now, like say for example, we chilling, whatever. Nobody ain't know who you is for who you with. Somebody just walk past and grab your ass. They grab your ass because they now see it there, or whatever the case is, boom, and the rest of thing. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
say for example, what you're wearing, which at the time I was young or whatever, and that's just how I choose to deal with it. I don't want you dressing with anything around me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
But now that you're older and
You
wiser,
could dress sexy, but the whole short millimeter dress that barely scraping on it, your pooch. And if you bend down, you seeing all of your tongue and all. You
man,
don't
I
need to
dress
wear that
as
around me.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't need to wear that around me. Cause
But now
then,
that you're older and wiser,
well, I don't care too much what anybody wear. You know what I mean? They could wear no clothes for all I care. But at that time, growing up where I grew up, and being right in a lot of situations where as for example, I was in after dark one night, and then the guy step on the guy Timberlands when he walk past he, and the man didn't tell he sorry, and the man pull out his gun and shoot he dead right there. You know what I mean? Saying
you
the
know, that goes
situation,
back to having respect, period. Like that just goes to, and unfortunately, is really nothing that you can do other than hope for the best, hope that the person that's coming out has some training enough that, they know not
but
to
we gotta
take
be
it that
real. It
far.
happens. It happens regardless. Whatever it happens. I got some people that will risk it. The people that will see a crowd or something. You know how much women pass in clubs, and then they don't know where the hand come from that went on in them. It happens
But
a
see,
lot.
that goes to now the greater society and people having to teach. And that's also a part of bridging the gap too, because you have to understand that, okay, so you see a woman dressing sexy, keep your fucking hands to yourself. Like, okay, so you see a woman her titty out, keep your hands to yourself. Her ass looks good, keep your hands to yourself. Because, and I always use this as an example. Women see fellas and we think, oh my god, look at that dick print. Like, fuck, like these things that go through our minds. We're like,
Mm.
yeah, we can do acrobats on that dick. I wonder how thick it is. I wonder if it's a bro and not a show. I wonder if it's just a show. All that shit goes through our mind too. Do you hear of cases where women are grabbing up men? No.
Yeah, Yeah.
But not no, but not no, no. I
Yo, they
mean,
got some women. They
hold
got
on,
some
hold on,
women. Yes.
hold on. That's an. I'm not talking
That's
about like a one-off thing. I'm talking
uh
about how you hear about women
no, no,
being
no, no.
sexually harassed.
No,
You
no,
don't
no. You
hear
don't
that,
hear it on
and
that
that's
level, but
because
it
at
still
the end of the
happens.
day, it's a level. But at the end of the day, it's a level of respect,
That's the same thing
right?
like some
So
women
we should be
will
teaching.
complain about getting dick pics, and then I got some other women that want dick pics.
Well, that's something that you see. That's another thing too. That's all about respect. And no, you shouldn't just be randomly doing that. Like that's not. That's not. That's like flashing. Like I didn't ask for that. If I ask for it, give it to me. Flood my inbox with them. But if I don't ask, don't fucking give it to me. And that's not like I don't. And you see, that's another thing. Like okay, that's like women who talk, who are open, who talk openly about sex,
Hmm.
right? That doesn't necessarily mean that we want to fuck everybody that we're talking about talking to, or just because you see me, like I'm gonna be like, yes, let me be like, pull the gawk salesman. No, we just like to talk. I'm gonna use myself as an example. I love to talk about sex. I don't mind talking about it. That doesn't mean that I want to have sex with every single person. Shit, that don't mean that I want to have sex at all, right? But a lot of men have this misconception, this misinformed notion that they feel that, okay, well, if you're talking about it, that means that I can just do this and do that.
Hmm.
And when they understand it's a problem, when fellas start doing it to them too. So when they're freely talking about sex, and then like men start dropping dick pics, they're like, wait a minute, I don't like this. Oh, you understand?
Yeah.
So that goes to again a point of bridging the gap. You gotta have that level of respect. What gives you the right to think that because you have something between your legs that's dangling, that I'm the one it? Right? And that's where a lot of fellas fall into problems. And then they run into then they turn around and they're like, oh, this girl's a bitch because this, and the other. Oh, sir, did you
But
check your
all right, what's your situation now, right?
oh wow,
Uh,
the chat's lit up.
what? Yeah. What's your situation now, right? I have seen it for myself, whereas a woman not interested in a guy, for example, and then the guy flip the script and then say, "Ah, I will eat you out then," and then the woman just boom flip. Oh yeah, no, she ready for it.
Um,
I seen that
okay,
happen already.
so I could still not be interested in you, but if you eat well, then by all means, knock yourself out. I'm not gonna stalk you. What the fuck? That means nothing. Like that means nothing. I still don't like you. You got
But
people
the
that
but
hate
but
that.
the guy
Come on now, you got
listen
people, you got
listen.
men that hate their fucking woman and still lay down beside her and knock the sonic rings out of her pussy every fucking night, and he cannot stand that bitch. Why? Because it is what it is. If you're offering, hello. Oh, so you
But watch it.
come on,
But watch
tell
was
me.
watch was happen now. When no the party come off and they eat it no. No the man get aroused now and ready to get aim for the kill and then woman like
The agreement was
you can't
the
get
agreement was you asked me to come over here for one thing only. I'm coming for what you offer. That's like me telling you here. Here, come collect this $100. And then you're standing there still waiting. You're waiting for 1,000. I never fucking told you again 1,000. I told you again 100. Nobody told you to disappoint yourself. So no, that's at
you
you. That's
but
at
how
you
want the
again.
women to
That's
do
honest.
that? How want to get the man
Very
some blue
fucking
balls,
easily.
man?
Very
The
easily. And
man
let me show you why. Let me tell you why.
uh
Because many of us, many of us have been in situations where a man will be like, let's hang out. You're like, okay. Especially when we're younger. Okay. And then we're gonna be hang out with him and everything. And then like before Netflix and chill, before Netflix could do bum bum,
you gonna
you
sleep.
know, go on sleep. You wish. All of a sudden it's a so what are you saying? Come. Don't be scared. Come sit closer. I want to watch a fucking movie. That's what I came here for. You're lying to me, sir. You're lying. You understand? And whereas we're joking about it now, a lot of times, right? A lot of fellas subtly pressure women into situations.
Wait. Wait, hold it there, Faith. Since you went down that line, I gotta play this one.
Fat pussy girl, welcome to big cocky world. Push me cocky straight in you, make you twist and you twirl. Tell them it's true.
You wanna see us here?
Damn bad. Yo, baby girl, please tell me
Are you
what you
so?
come with
Are
me
you
for.
so?
You can't become to just fine.
I can't hear.
No, you had to be on Twitch to hear that one.
Oh, that's not fair. Oh.
It was in relation to what you were saying about the Netflix and chill thing. It was
I
the
like this
brutal.
girl said,
It was the brutal. What you come by me for?
oh, I like what this girl said. Ask me if I want a dick pic. Don't just send me your penis. Do not send unexpected dick pics ever. Because we ain't ready for that. Yeah, and furthermore, y'all don't even be
I don't
taking
even
pictures
know. I don't
anyway.
even know if
Y'all
that
don't
is.
be taking
Listen,
pictures anyway, so you shouldn't be
I
dropping that type
don't
of
even
shit
know
in
if
our
that is
inboxes.
even accurate because look at the game come and put on a box of pit, boom, everybody got crazy.
Oh, happy? Yeah, come on. I miss those days. I miss Dick Print Copy
You
days.
see, you see.
But you see, I can appreciate that. And he ain't dropping that in my inbox. He's putting that on Insta for everybody to enjoy. That's like me complaining that. That's like you complaining that Kim Kardashian or some other hot chick put a fucking like bikini picture out. No, I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
I might even say more, please. But I'm gonna take it. But
All right.
you see, I'm gonna go back to the different thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Y'all don't even take fucking good pictures.
What woman want to see? What a
Y'all
woman
don't
want to
even
see? Wait, explain what a woman want to see when she see a dick
angles. Does a
print
world
picture.
of a difference. Makes a world of a difference. Do a little shave. Do a little landscaping. Do not do it on the toilet. Why the fuck do all most unsolicited dick pics come in two forms? Either he's on the toilet and taking the picture down like this, or he's laying on his bed all the way back like this and got it up like this. That's it. Like, come on, be creative. Come on now. I'm gonna give you an example of request, right? Hold it open for me. Put your leg behind your ears. Bend over and arch your back.
Put your legs behind your ears.
Come on now, sir. Like, what you think? I'm a contortionist?
Oh, you mean?
You understand? Like, fellas be asking, like, this outlandish shit. Oh, I want to see you. Oh, yes, do this, do that. Okay, but what I'm getting in return? A fucking toilet pic. Seriously?
Yo, I can tell you something, right?
Bro.
Me, I was never like into sending dick pics. Like, I probably could count the amount of dick pics I sent already.
The chat's a little interesting now.
Yeah, the chat gone wild, yo, real.
But I agree. Same.
Not saggy balls.
But you see, that's the thing. When you see a proper print, right? You be thinking, I wonder how that would feel in my hand.
For me, if I get a pum pum pit, right? I don't want to see a bushy pum pum. You know what I mean?
Y'all would take your fucking lawn and deal with it, bitch.
Nah,
Like,
it gotta be a nice. You know what I mean? No toilet paper in between their thing.
Okay, yeah. And when you clean it, make sure you clean it. Yeah, a little tip for the people out there: cocoa butter or like coconut oil or something, so you don't, wash up and then put the oil on. No lotion, oil, so you're glistening. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, in the bath. That's a somebody talk about into the thick of it. You're goddamn right. In the bath, it's a nice thing. Yeah. Some of them ask you for bath, like, okay, you take you want a whole fucking photo shoot? The fuck?
Well, in the bath thing makes sense because then you get like the water that run off of your body now. The same thing like photographer.
For me to have a waterproof phone, sir? Are you paying in case that shit slips and fall? Are you replacing my phone? No, you're not. So you will get what you get, and if you're too picky, you can go on fucking line. Oh, I can tell you all the places where you can see all the beautiful pussy. Mm,
Back in the day, it was Yahoo chats. You just go into Yahoo camera chats, and somebody would be stripping in there.
I see. Oh my God, you all have strippers on. What sort of shots are you on? Oh my
Yahoo
God.
chats, yo, you go in the Yahoo chat room and see about 30, 40 people in there, and all of them is camera chats. And you just click on the camera, and
Really?
yeah, this is like years ago. This
Wow.
is like the
Yeah, because
good. This is
I
like
mean,
the
if
good
it's Yahoo chat, it's definitely years ago.
2003, about 2003. Yeah, I'm now. I know they got like a million now.
You see, look, as someone said, a bushy pic wouldn't be deleted. A fellow would take that bushy pic, right?
Well,
Appreciate it. He might tell you
that's
afterwards.
somebody
Can you
else.
please? He might say afterwards, next time you send a pic, could you please this, and this? But I'm of the opinion that you want stuff, then make stuff happen. So you
If
want
if
a
you got a
shared
bushy
production.
if you got a bushy pet, you better be pregnant.
No, sir. And that means that you got to be my man that I'm sending the picture to, eh? Ah! Woo! Bless you guys. Bless you guys.
what's the weirdest thing somebody ever sent you in the chat to try to get your
Um,
attention?
oh, just dick pic.
No, but
um,
I mean like a weird. Even if it was a dick pic, like how weird was it? It made you like what the?
um, mostly if they were just like, okay, I have a, you know how you got Finsta? I don't know what the fuck they call it for Twitter,
What's
but I
that?
have like a
A chat?
Finsta, your fake Insta. No, fake
Oh,
Insta.
fit Insta?
They have your regular Insta and your fake Insta, right? So I have like,
Oh, okay, okay.
right, I have a few Twitter accounts, right?
uh,
So, ha. I did have someone just jump in my DMs and be like, the traditional send pussy pic. I want to fuck you. And then I was like, the fuck? Hello? Hi? How are you doing? A little anything. And like the person wasn't accustomed to proper sexting etiquette, obviously.
mhm.
So I was feeling nice. So I said, all right, let me educate. Reach one, teach one. Or teach one, reach one, whatever. So I was like, listen, if you're jumping in, like, I know this is what a lot of people like. If you're just randomly jumping into people's inboxes, you still got to say, hello, hi, whatever. You still got to ask questions, you know? Everybody don't want to see that shit. You might get yourself blocked. So he was like, thank you, and so on and so forth. And so now I get like wonderful videos. And I'm like, yay! But I've had I've had yucky toilet pictures. And when I say
Oh my
yucky toilet
god.
pictures, as in like I just with you on the toilet, it's just gross. I just think that that's gross. I try to be. I'm gonna notice your background, so like if your mirror's dirty and shit, I'm gonna notice that. But I don't. I've never gotten anything weird. Now I've had people send me videos because they didn't understand that I have an aversion to bodily fluids. So I've had fellas like send me like Gawk 3000 videos where it's like bubbles and spit and shit, and that type
Yeah,
of stuff actually turns my stomach. So yeah, I'm not that girl.
yeah.
Um, Outside of that,
Well,
I've had people say weird shit to me.
what's the weirdest line you hear that you that you remember? What's the weirdest?
I will never fucking forget. Oh my god, I will never fucking
He
forget
tell
this
you he was
line.
gonna eat your booty, right?
Oh, along those lines, but hold on,
All right, hit me with it.
right?
Let me hear what you say.
I said I wanted to go to the supermarket. What you want to go to the supermarket for? Oh, and I gotta get toilet paper. Oh, well, if I was your man, you wouldn't need toilet paper. And I was just like,
Uh, uh,
like
ew, ew,
because but in
ew.
speaking with this person, right? That's their kink. I try not to kink shame, so I won't kink shame, but I will say that that is a very unhygienic practice to participate in, and I particularly don't agree with it.
But some girls into that
But
into.
there are exactly because, and I was just like, like I will the most I will do is I will give you a golden shower. And I have mastered the art of standing up and being able to feel that. So I don't even I'll be, it's on and popping if that's it. But if you came to me and said, please shit in my mouth, I'm gonna be like, Black Rock. I think one of your fucking patients is because this nigga can't be fucking serious. Not talking to me like this. No, no, ma'am. No.
Oh my
You'll
god.
never tell nobody. You'll never fucking tell nobody. I've had some off the wall shit said to me in all of my years, but that was just the one thing that stood out because I was just like, okay, like that, okay, like like yeah, I want a girl to give me hair and then I was like, okay, I have a very vivid imagination, sir.
Uh,
Thank you. And I had to back away from that situation fast, not even slowly, fast. I backpedal fast, right? I'm still cool with the person and all.
mm.
I think I asked them a time back, like, have they found anybody to, fulfill their wishes? And as to be expected, they're having a very difficult time. Um, I would think that that was something that you would probably like put on hold for a while with all of the stuff that's going around. But it is what it is.
Yo, this thing going around just made people go underground and do what they gotta do. Like
It's making
even
it,
that
yeah,
situation where
I
the
like
people at the
that.
construction, even the
I
situation
like
with the
that.
people at the construction site when the workers had the stripper at the site and it was like eating booty and everything.
What?
Canada wild with that, yo. Trust me.
Yeah, but you know what? I remember the wasn't it the newscaster the other day that got in trouble because he had these strippers alive and shit. I'm like, let these people
Oh yeah,
live.
yeah, the sports guy.
These sports, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is yeah. I mean, like, okay, we're supposed to be talking about bridging the gap, Marcus, but I
Yeah.
can see that this is going to be a diversion off of every fuck.
I
So
know
I don't know. But
we
anyways,
are
right?
bridging the gap. We
Yeah,
hear
we're bridging the gap, all right. Let me be okay. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm a person. I believe in being honest. I believe in communication. My friends know that I believe in communication, and I have learned that with communication, it opens a lot of doors. Right.
mm,
As I've gotten older, I have my interests have shifted. Right. When
mm,
you're younger, you're looking to impress fellas and stuff. So, you might look to do your best. And, I mean, well, there are some ladies, they'll say, not only when I'm younger, or da, da, da. Some would have not started on the younger, so there's that. But anyways, in the early days of certain activities, you might decide to do things one way. And then later on in life, you realize, wait, I don't really like that. I think I'm going to try this. Um, my interests have gone into pegging,
pegging.
and so yes, pegging, and
You pegging somebody.
yeah, and this is why being honest is key because I've, when you put shit out in the atmosphere and the universe, the universe brings as a
Yo,
magnet. You understand? And
yo,
there are people out there, and I'm gonna tell you this. I know that you, as the person, I know good and well. If Lucy even attempted, we will probably hear
yeah,
about that shit
yeah,
here.
yeah.
However,
You'll find she is a hospital.
you
No,
have to
sorry.
be, I'm going to be 110% honest, right? You have to be sure with yourself as a man to even approach a woman. And I'm gonna show you something, right? Like I said, with my like multiple Twitters and stuff, I see multiple things. So I tap into different people with different interests, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the pegging community is very hard.
Listen, I can tell you something, right? You see, back when we used to work at Technion,
Mm-hmm.
one girl come and tell me,
Oh,
you know what
okay,
I'm
because I
saying?
thought you were gonna reveal certain things
No, no,
about
no,
people.
no, no,
I was
no, no,
about to
no, no.
say, no, no,
I
no,
never do that.
Marcus,
I
that's
never
be
do that. I never do that.
nice.
One girl tell me, right? Yo, I break gas strap on. I want lick down, man. Yeah. And she was so serious. She was so serious. But you don't know
Yeah, but
we work with some real people because Colin they
we
had
work with
that
a
they had
lot of
that
interesting
they had
people,
that
so
they had
I
that
mean,
one girl
that's
that
a
used
typical.
to that get on the van and she used to come work every day with she black dildo. And she I don't know if the customers used to get she off whatever the girl just used to go to the bathroom. Yo
Are you sure we worked at the same establishment,
yes,
Marcus?
all of that
Because
shit went down, yo. Trust me, trust me. I see this girl pull out this black dildo out of she bag, and then she's like, I gotta come back. I came back, I get in the bathroom. Yeah, the girl used to go to the bathroom, get off at work, and all kind of thing.
wow, that's a wow, 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 wow. Oh my God, that reminds me. Did you see the video the other day? Since we're talking about that, did you see the video of the woman that was at the brunch? That
No,
was doing that at the brunch and
no,
was like using the dildo there. She was squirting.
no, no. I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. Because this happened like I want to say last week. This was sent to that. I'm like, y'all people can't be, but nah, like okay,
Morpheus.
that was.
Yo, the people in the chat are real. Morpheus.
I'm looking.
As we
See,
call
but
it.
right, right. It's Lucy that said that when there's communication, insecurities go away, and that's not even just with men. That's with women too, right?
All right.
Because okay, I'm you okay, Marcus, you're somebody who's known me for a long fucking time. So you've seen me small and big,
Yeah.
big and small, right? And when I was at my biggest, like one of my biggest hangups was fucking naked. Like the fuck? I'm gonna have on my bra and I'm gonna have on a shirt, right? And it wasn't until like you get with somebody, like if you're with somebody who's like take that shit off, like I'm comfortable, I love what that makes you comfortable. But
Yeah.
if you're with a person who when you're dressed, even when you're fully covered, they're making fun of you as a joke, that's saying oh you got thin skin because they're talking about how you jiggle and not in a good way, or they're saying like anything that is like negative
Hmm.
at night, or well at night you're not going to want to do anything. But then on the flip side, you might find somebody who
Yeah, cause
when you're
I've been
sitting
with
there they're
I've been
playing
with a
with your back.
girl I've been with a girl before that would not have sex unless the lights off.
Yo, that was me for years. And like fellas with you, I remember even a time I went to this fella's house and I was just like, yo, we could do it, but you gotta give me a shirt. And he looked, he fucking gave. I was like, just give me one of your back. He's like, you serious? I'm like, yeah. He's just like, okay. And he did it anyway, but like
Yeah.
it's because for the most part, those are the people that they just want it. They don't care. But then if you link up with someone who looks at you and they appreciate you, well, actually, no. If you look at yourself and you're like, well, fuck, I'm a bad bitch. You understand? If you look at yourself and you're around people who build your confidence, and then you end up linking with someone who helps you to build your confidence or works with you,
Hmm.
then next thing you might go from having to have the lights off in the dark to fucking busting it open at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You understand? It's all because it's all about, again, back to communication. Communication is the word of the day.
But we soon gotta wrap up because like we start late, but we already at the time where we start from, so we soon
And
gotta
I
wrap
didn't
up.
even think that
Huh?
I wasn't even too sure if we would even make it to this. long,
Yo,
but
like we
we could
got a
go
million more things to talk
forever.
about. This is just the initial one, yo.
Hey, yo,
But
wait till
but
this shit gets
but
really
but
lit, bitch, because this was lit.
touching the topic of communication quick and brief. Sometimes when
Mhm.
when you gotta deliver something to your partner, they take it to a different level, whereas it is outside of the box to anything you was dealing with, right? Or sometimes you do it in a way to protect them, because say for example, you know that they'll be weak in like an interrogation situation, and if they had to get grabbed, if they don't know, they can't say it. You know what I mean?
So
So you
you're not
can't
going on a
implicate.
robbing spree with me.
Yeah, so you can't implicate yourself by letting that person know. You know what I mean? But there, you ride or die. They're supposed to, like, you know, be there
I'm
regardless.
gonna
They
tell
don't
you
know you
something.
about that life.
I'm going to tell you something, and the only reason I'm telling you this is for your protection. I'm not, like you gotta find a way to tell them in such a way that they understand that
Nah,
the
they
less
still don't
you
understand.
know is better.
In some cases, they like just wanna, they get curious, more curious, and they can understand why they'll get more curious, right?
That's human nature.
Yeah,
You
they
tell
just
me
get
no,
more
I'm gonna
curious
be like, no, you're not.
for the time they know that something, they want to know exactly what it is,
It's an
when it go
itch.
down, huh?
It's
Yeah,
an itch.
but but
Let me
but
scratch
but
it.
in some cases, the communication gotta be like, yeah, that's what the
You
situation
gotta
is.
trust.
It's
You
best
gotta
you know.
trust my judgment. You
As that,
trust me
and
any
it comes
other
down to
time.
that city
Trust me
as
today.
trust. It comes down to that
Hmm.
city as trust, because if you with somebody and they're thinking the worst all the time, you know what I mean? It can cause problems all the time. You know what I mean?
And then that's gonna build and build and build, and
Exactly.
and domino effect into things that you don't want. But all right,
But on that note,
yeah,
Phoenix, this was a good first show.
yes,
What we say,
lovey.
people?
Yes, I had
Put
fun.
up a
I had fun.
tune! Put up a
Yay! To a good first show.
tune!
And hi everybody in the chat.
Big up everybody who tuned in tonight. We gotta set a particular day to do this thing. I just wanted to kick it off. You know
I
what I
think
mean? Have a
Fridays.
first
I think
show.
Friday night is good.
Friday night is kind of heavy still, because Friday night is the
Well,
action night where other things happen. So it'd be good to
well,
get
I'm gonna
something
tell
into
you
the week.
this, right? I'm gonna be 110% honest. It can't be a Wednesday.
I understand. It can be a Wednesday. That's cool. That's okay with me.
I watch my TV
If
shows, and I won't
if
be
it
able
could
to
be a
watch my stuff at
Monday,
night. Yeah,
a Monday could work too, or even a
yeah,
Sunday.
because after the weekend or like leading, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
after the
yeah,
weekend be
you know
good,
how I
because
want to go.
sometimes you go into the weekend and you see some reels, cause you know what I mean, and then you gotta talk about. But we got so much to talk about, because
Yes.
there's experiences where we went to like nude beaches. We had that experience. It's a lot to come on this show,
Well, look
people.
at how you dropping
Bridging the
information
gap,
at the
you
very
done
end.
know. It's crazy up in here. So thank you everybody for coming in.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thank you very much for supporting us. You could have been anywhere else, but you
I'm
chose
going
to
to be
be here with
uploading this to
us.
YouTube, so you could go check it out there if you can't
This
get
is
onto
gonna
the
be fun.
Twitch. You know what I mean? And yeah,
Yay! All right,
bridging the gap,
bye.
people. See y'all later, and have a good night. Drive safe. Don't drink and drive.
I need a